right, everybody. Was hoping I could add my text in. Let me see if I can add my text in while this is going on. I don't know if that's going to work. I thought I had it all. This is still a work in progress. As you all know, I'm trying this new YouTube stuff. And I don't know. Oh, there it went. So I can paste while it's going on. So yay. All right, let's see. See if that works. I'm here, I'm live. I'm Jill Blanchette with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm maybe not live after all. Oh, there we go. All right, guys. Oh, hi, Dawn. Hi, Christy. So I'm slowly learning about this, guys. And it appears my shares and comments that are going on along the sidebar, I can't get to them without like watching the whole video again. And there's no way to like fast forward through it. I don't have any way to see who shared that I can tell. So I'm going to have to kind of work around with that to see how I'm going to give away my card from the week before when I can't see who shared. So I might have to skip over to needing you guys to comment in the comments section that you shared and then still share it, if that makes sense. Same kind of thing that we did on Facebook. It's just the YouTube comments instead, because like I said, I can't see the all of those comments over there. I just see that Dawn was there and Christy was there. I don't see how many people are on. It says I need a moderator. So maybe I'll have to see if I can bribe Reed to be my moderator for me and like keep track of who says they shared kind of thing and answer any questions that come through. Because if you guys got a question, I can't see that either. So anyway, enough about my woes with my new YouTube, but I'm liking it. It seems to be working great. So that's it. I'm here. I've got a couple cards tonight that I'm going to show you. I'm going to call them easy, simple throwbacks. They'll help you use up some of your designer series paper. And, you know, I've added a couple twists of some coloring and stuff on them to jazz them up a little bit, but the gist of it all is pretty simple. And that's about it. I'm trying to think we got one more week, guys, of the Perfect Partners promotion. This stamp set that we're using tonight, the Apple Harvest Bundle, is part of that. We're going to be using that. The sale tomorrow is the weekly sale. I have not looked yet, but I think if you look right now, you may see what's on sale tomorrow. It's already on sale, actually, so you could get last week's and this week's stuff right now. But I'm going to turn my camera down and get started because that's pretty much all I got. Not a lot of stuff going on with sales and stuff right now, so I'm good. We had a lot going on like last week. I was way freaking out with all of the trying to get graphics made, because I don't know if you guys noticed my graphics ever, but I kind of make them as the sales and stuff come up, and I had a lot of them to do the last week or so. All right, let me move out of the way. I've got this kind of propped up to take the glare off. If you do order before the end of the month, this is my host code for September. If you do not have a $150 order. And I need paper from over here. I got a different setup going. I got a different cabinet over next to me. So we got all kinds of stuff going on behind the scenes here. So I'm going to show you the first card we're going to do. Again, we're going to use the Apple Harvest bundle. Let's see if I can get the glare off from it. There we go. So it's a bundle and it comes with all these dies. These are only available till the end of the month. It makes this cute little, this actually is very, very fine, but it would cut this really tiny scallop off the side of a card if you wanted. But at the same time, this little thing scallop will pop out at here and be a very, very, very fine little scallop. And it was really pretty when I was goofing around and saw what it was going to do. But you get all the leaves, you get some blossoms. I'm going to say these are the centers for your blossoms, a label, and then you get these three. Well, actually, you get this flower too. You get the flower and these three stamps have a die for them. So I'm going to get started. Here's the card that I am going to show you first. Like I said, very simple throwback, but by putting our colored piece on there, we're jazzing it up a little bit. So this is the Gingham Cottage paper. That's a giant pack that's in the mini catalog. It comes with, I think, like 4 sheets in all different colors. 4 sheets of each color. It's a big pack. I don't even know. There might be like 48 sheets in the whole pack. So we're going to start with our base is Sweet Sorbet, and it's 11 inches by 4 1/4. So if this is a full sheet, you're going to cut it on the long at 4 1/4 in half. We're going to fold it in half, but I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. And then we'll fold it in half. Guys, I have to tell you this funny. While I'm getting ready to start tonight, I'm, watching my clock. I got a little countdown. And okay, I got 3 minutes. I got 3 minutes. So I got to go. I had to go shut the door. I had to, get kind of ready, make sure my stuff was all ready to go. And last night I had the TV on. And it was one of those stupid FBI shows was on. FBI, I don't think it was an international one, but anyway, it keeps trying to talk and move. So then we got a 4 1/4 by 5. It's 4. Sorry, I cut it down even. So I got 2 pieces here. I didn't cut it down that much. So I had the TV on, right? And there was a bomb going to go off underneath this beautiful, old, gorgeous conference center thing. And there was like 3 minutes on the stupid bomb clock going down, right? And they did so much stuff in 3 minutes. They left, they came up from what I thought was the basement. They went outside. They discussed, the lady went and got the car and pulled it up to the side of the building while the guy went back into the basement, got the bomb, strategically, carefully walked out with the bomb, put it in his car, drove off with the car, drove down the street. Then he decided at like 95 miles an hour, he was going to let the car go and roll off to safety, then run as fast as he could. And then the bomb goes off, right? In 3 minutes. I barely made it to the back of my room here, shut the door, and came back here, and my 3 minutes was up. And it was just so far-fetched last night. I was just so irritated that they were dragging that out and doing all of that in 3 minutes. And it wasn't even 3 minutes. I think it was like 2 minutes when he decided he was gonna drive away with the bomb in the car. Oh, I was so irritated. So anyway, guys, that's just me and this TV stuff. Seriously, the heck. Took me longer than 3 minutes to explain all the stuff he did while he was arguing with his boss on the phone and the girl that was going to drive the car because she wanted to go with him and yada yada. We got that, put that on the front. This piece is also 4 by 5 1/4. So what we want to do with this piece, I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and it's 5 1/4 inches wide. So we want to cut it. I'm just trying to think here. We want to cut it at 2 3/4 because that's in the middle. There's my scoring blade, and we want to cut it up to the 2-inch mark. Let me pull this over more. So 2 inches is half this way, and 2 3/4 is half this way. So we're going to bring our score blade up, and we're going to cut it at up to 2, or you can cut it down to 2. It depends how your pattern is for it to lay on your card. So now we want to score from this point down to our 2-inch mark where we cut, and then do the same thing on the bottom. Score from the point up to the 2-inch mark. So I'm going to show you this way. We're going to close it up and put it in our channel. Put our cut in the channel. Here's our score blade. We're going to score it down. Hopefully that was far enough. And then I'm going to set this aside for a second. Then we're going to take this piece, and you're just going to fold it back on the score line. Okay, that's how we're getting. And if you're not exactly right, you can kind of push it and pull it and do what you need to do to get it to be where you want it to make that pretty little point right there, which I'm a little smidge off. I'm not going to worry about it like that. Or you can just take this piece and do the same thing. If you don't want to worry about scoring, fold it up like so. Make your point, get it to the point, and then fold it up like that to the cut mark. 2 different ways to do it, whichever works easier for you. Sometimes scoring and cutting is not all that it's cracked up to be. And then we're going to glue this onto the front. We're going to let these things flop in the wind. They will get kind of held down with the apple when we put the apple on. And then if you wanted to, you could cut this piece just a smidge smaller so that it lines up on there correctly. Oh, I got to I'm going to bring my YouTube up. So darn small, Christy Dawn. Okay. So like that, I should try and fix it because it'll bug me, but I'm not gonna. All right. So then we got that. And I'm put my apple out a little further than I wanted because I actually wanted to use the Thanks for Your Kindness stamp. And I didn't leave enough space. So I'm going to stamp it first this time with the Sweet Sorbet ink. Where's my ink? Did I not bring my ink? Oh, I did. It's just over on the other cart. So I'm going to stamp that with the Sweet Sorbet ink off my foamy thing. I'm going to take my foamy thing right out because for now, these are red rubber stamps and we don't need the foam underneath. And I'm going to stamp my thank you on here. Thanks for your kindness. I did forget my cleaner, but that's okay. So then we are going to set that aside for a minute, and I've got a thick piece of the basic white, and I used it for another project, so it's got score lines on it already. So when you see that I stamp it right in the center, it's because I got this from another project and I didn't want to throw it away because I could use it. So I got marks And then we're going to do the 2 apples in Memento. Boy, I had a treat tonight. When I get to it, this apple has liquid, like I want to call it shellac, but it's not shellac. The clear liquid. We used to have it called Crystal Effects. Lacquer. Lacquer, I think is what they call it now. Well, I was trying to, the nozzle was clogged. And so I was trying to, I couldn't get I put a pin in the nozzle and I couldn't get it out. So I was going to switch to a different bottle. And the opening on the new bottle was a little smaller than the opening on the current bottle. So I'm usually pretty good at pouring. I can hold it up high enough and watch it drip and whatever. Well, I don't know what I did, but it went everywhere, down my hand, running down. So I am filled with lacquer. So if you see that my hands are kind of shiny, it would be the places that I still have lacquer. It's on my fingernails. It's stuck all over me. It was quite the sight to see. So I got that. I got a whole variety of blends here. So I just came through and I colored in my stems with my blend pens, Stampin' Blends. So I got Crumb Cake I used for the stem. I got dark Old Olive that I'm going to come through with on the leaf. And I'm doing this kind of fast, so my typical coloring abilities may be a little bit diminished, but we'll see. And then I've got the light Old Olive that I'm going to come in, make sure that's Old Olive, not Granny. And I'm going to come through and just try and blend that out a little bit. Now, I can tell you guys from my knowledge, I do know about from these pens and my Copic markers, is that if you use the dark and then the light, if you go over the dark enough times, this light one will darken up and it will drag out the colors. So when I just went this way with the dark, if you go kind of another direction, it drags out that line. So if you go, I'm going to say an opposite direction, see how these lines I went up, if I push this back, it kind of drags out that dark green, but then it may also mess up your shading and whatnot that you're trying to do. And that's where I can use a little help with all the shading and whatnot, but that's just a little tip with the light and the dark. You can put the dark on like this, like I'm going to do here, put the dark on in different spots. I'm doing the center of the flower and the tips, and then kind of some of where the stamp actually has some little black dots on it where the darkness would be, and any your light source and all that good stuff. So I will come in with the light now, the light colored, these are Calypso Coral, and then kind of go, like I said, the other directions, and this should drag the color and spread it out. The alcohol will pull the color whichever way. Now it's going to make a liar of me, and that's why sometimes the paper, people are very particular with the paper that they use, because let's see if this is one of them. It will bleed through. In the thinner paper that you use, it bleeds, and then you can't blend as well. And technically, I would say I would I'm putting down lots and lots of layers here of the ink. And I think it works better if you kind of let it, if I do a little and then move on to another section and give it a rest so that it can blend and do its own thing. And then you can kind of go back and then blend some more, do whatever else you need to do with it. So, you know, I can talk a good talk, but to actually do it, I need more practice. So now I have my dark sweet sorbet, and I'm just going to come and color in part of the apple. I've got a So Saffron. This should be my light, oh, my dark So Saffron. And my thought here is I've been seeing a bunch of cute apples, and they've got variety of colors on them. They're not all just like a red. They're kind of a yellow. I don't know if it's that cosmic apple or a it's like a pink lady or a gala something. I think my Honey Crisps even do that. They've just got bunches of different shades of pink and red kind of to them. So that's what I'm thinking here as I'm trying to color this apple. That's why it's got some yellow and some red, and it kind of got pink to give it a feel that it's a hybrid cool brand of apple. So now I'm going to come back over here, and a lot of people also, some people like to start with their darkest colors. Some people like to start with the lighter colors and blend that way. I just kind of do whatever strikes me at the moment. So today I've got my dark color first, and I'm going to pull that in where I think that it would be the darkest on the apple itself, and you know, go from there. And then I'm going to bring in my yellow. I could have put my yellow down first, but we're just going to put some yellow, the So Saffron. Then I'm going to come through with my Flirty Flamingo and try and pull that in so that you can still see the yellow, but you can also see that it's pink. And see, now if I go like I'm going up on this harsh line that I got there, again, that should help drag it out and make that line less apparent and pull your colors around. So there we go. I'm going to stop right there. That's our apple. And then, as I said, I took my liquid lacquer, and I can't pick this up, and it has a needle tip on the end. Let me get it. Hold on. Sorry, I wasn't going to do this because I already did it, but I'll show you. It's got this needle tip on it. Hopefully it didn't clog up. It's a new bottle with a little silicone tip on it. So I'm hoping that keeps the bottle from clogging up. It kind of looks like it did. And so then I just traced around the apple innards. Probably I could get a brown and do the seeds. I didn't. Probably would have been a good idea to color the seeds. And then I just filled it in like this. You can drag it out. You just want to be careful that you don't get air bubbles, because they get hard. I got a couple there. They get kind of hard to get out, but it's really cool stuff. It's kind of gives it a 3D look and the wet look. And let me show you now. Put the little cap back on. Then you want to let that dry before you cut it out. So we should have cut it out first, and then we'll let it dry. But I had done one ahead of time, and so see how it gets real cool looking. It gets a glossy look to it. And then we're just going to put some dimensionals on the back of that. I put a couple on the I got little ones here, so I'll put a couple more. And let's see, it looks like we got okay, sorry, I was looking and seeing what all you guys were talking about if you had any questions, but I'm going to see, this is where with my sentiment I wanted to use. It needs to go this way. I guess I'm going to put it over a little more. I don't know that that's where I like it. That's where it's going to go. I guess it fills out that part of the card a little more. And then for the inside, I had a piece of just basic white. And then I took the little flower that's in there and some sweet sorbet ink. And I just put some flowers along the bottom. Like that. And then I glued it inside. I got too many. This. Glue it inside. And then you guys, I forever forgetting to, oh look, I got over stamper crazy. I keep like not doing envelopes, and when I go to package them up or use them, it's like, oh darn it, I didn't do the envelope. So we're going to stamp some little flowers down the envelope. Like that. And now we have a pretty decorated envelope and our pretty card. And so that's the first card I wanted to show you. I should have an envelope all done. Yep, see, I did the envelope for that one too. Oh, you can't forget your Jill Blanchette on there either. You guys all got a personalized stamp. Tailored Expressions sells some really cute ones. Stampin' Up doesn't sell them anymore, so Tailored Expressions has some really super cute ones. I think you can get them all the time, but I'm not positive. They added a bunch with cats and dogs here not that long ago. In fact, I think this might be one. And I put my website, my blog on there and stuff. So I would suggest you check those out. If you don't have a personalized stamp, you need one of some sort. And it should be, you know, the angel policy, it should be Stampin' Up on there somehow, but I'm sure that in one of your stamp sets, you've got a Stampin' Up stamp that they've put in there with it. So give that a little use. So now I'm going to move on to my second card. Got to plug that angel policy. Sorry. And this is the second card. I did the cross hatchy looking stuff on the envelope and just inside along the bottom. And this is another, like I said, a throwback, kind of oldie but goodie. I've been looking at a lot of the stuff that I used to do and I don't do anymore. And especially for people that are kind of just maybe new to stamping, these are fun things that you can do. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. And then for those of us that are seasoned stampers, or think we are, you can add elements to it to help bling it up for yourself. So again, on this one, I'm using the sweet sorbet. It's the other half. Why not use the other half instead of cutting another piece of paper? It's 11 by 4 1/4. Then I have the Daffodil Delight in 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to get my little paper out here. And I use Daffodil Delight ink. And that little stamp, that little, I call it a crosshatch, I guess. I don't know X's. I don't know what else you want to call it. So I'm calling it a crosshatch. Take that off. Let's see how much ink I get on myself. And then I just went around, all over around on the card front. And some of the, let me show you if I could do it up the side. Let's go up. It looks like if you just have to turn it and they fit together. It looks like the design of it, and I didn't do it good to show you here, but if you do it yourself, you'll see that it looks like the design of it. You just have to turn it and then it fits in there. So I just went all over the front and dabbled on some crosshatch, which I got a little spot right there that I want to put some. And then I'm going to glue that onto the front. Like I say, these couple of cards will help use up not a lot, but it helps use up some of your designer series paper. Then we have a 3-inch piece of sweet sorbet paper that will go on there. And then our little piece here that we're going to make this guy with is 4 by 4. So let me show you how we're going to do this. You need your cutter again and a pencil. In this particular one, you're going to find the center, and then you're going to make a mark at 2 inches on the top and the bottom. And then you're going to do it at 1 1/4 inches, top and bottom, and then 2 3/4 inches. So basically you're going to make 3 marks, center, and then the same distance on each side from center. I'm not exactly sure the distance that you want to go. If your paper's smaller, I do have another one to show you that the paper's smaller. So I'll explain what I did there. So then you're going to turn it and do the same thing. So I'll just go what's a little more normal, 1 1/4, 2, and then 2 3/4. Like that. You're going to turn it and do the same thing. You're going to do this on all 4 sides. 1 1/4. Oops, I already got that one. Oh, how come I got to do this side. I already did that side. Am I all done with all my sides? Oh yeah, because I went away, I turned it. Sorry, earlier when I did it, it didn't do them all like that. So then you're going to bring your paper and you're going to score between the marks. So the 1 1/4 mark and score. And then the 2-inch mark, you're going to score. Then you're going to turn it and you're going to do your 1 1/4 inch mark. And this confused me when I was like watching it, because I keep calling it the 1 1/4 inch mark. This is actually like, you know, the 2 3/4 mark, but you're lining up. They're each like 1 1/4. It took my brain a second to realize that measurement, that there was 3 lines and only using 2, even though you scored at 3 different spots. They're working out when you're lining them up. You're lining up at the 1 1/4 inches mark. So let's do one more 1 1/4 and 2. And the last one, We got 1 1/4. And 2. Now let me show you when I'm done here. We're all done with our cutter. And now you're just going to fold and burnish on your folds. Like so. Okay. And so now this is where I'm going to tell you that I don't know. Well, we probably want to try and erase those little dots too. If you got a good eraser, I don't think my eraser's right. I'm not going to mess with it because you see my eraser might be old and it's making my sandy eraser take off pencil. Oh, sure. We're going to use my sand eraser. Because you want to make the lines real faint, and I didn't make all mine real faint. So this is where I'm going to tell you. The distance from here, if you want to just fold it back like to the edge, you can. It'll just make your inside hole smaller. This one is going to overshoot it. But the smaller you get, you're going to, the smaller squares that you use, it's going to get really hard to make this overlap. You're going to have very minute little pieces that you're going to fold. So you can just, like I say, fold it back on itself till it comes however far you want it, if you don't want to worry about figuring out how far to score that. So then that's what it looks like. Fold it in and then fold it back. And burnished on our score lines. Isn't that cute? Like I said, it's a old technique, fold, but I'm resurrecting it for myself. I haven't done it in years. So then I've got a piece of Daffodil Delight and a 2 1/4 inch punch. You can make a smaller one if you want. You can use a circle die. Whatever you got handy. And then I'm going to take this crosshatch again, and just for more texture, when I show things to Mike, I probably tell you guys all the time, when I show things to Mike, he's always saying, I need texture, you need to put something here, you need to put something there. So I'm on the path now of always having something going on in the background for him. And then this I popped up in the center of my square. Put it back up. It's going to kind of eyeball that, pop that up in the center. And then I have a piece of basic white paper. And I tried first to take my brushes and just color this piece of paper and then stamp. And that didn't work so hot. That I wasn't real thrilled with the look that I got, because I can't, when you cut this out with the die, you get the little rim around the outside. And so that's how I did that one. And like I say, I wasn't real thrilled with how it came out, but I'll show you what I ended up doing on another one. Actually, the other one might be the one that I did everywhere. So we're going to stamp the apple down like that. And then I've got my daffodil and my blending brush. And then I'm just going to come in and try and color blend around on the apple without really going too far off the outside if I can. I'm trying to be a little more precise, so a dauber might work better. And you can go off if you don't mind the edge of the apple, this part here. I trim this up even, but you see how it's colored there once I cut it out, but I'm gonna try and, so I went over with some daffodil, and then I got some Calypso coral, because again, I'm trying to make that same multicolored apple that I keep seeing in the stores. So I'm going to come through now with some Calypso coral. See if I can get it up on the, and you could use your markers if you wanted. It's all up to you. And then I came in with my sweet sorbet and another brush. To add more of the, like a darker red to it. And see, I'm pretty much all off the edge too, so there went that whole process, that whole idea. And I want to get a little bit of more, I'll go with Calypso coral. I want to get it up here. All right, I'm gonna call that good. Sit there and fuss with it. It's kind of, could use a little more red along here, but I'm not gonna, because, well, now that I'm all the way off the edges, I may as well go in and finish it up. Kind of give it more color up to the edges like that. And then stop. I do want to try and add, I don't think I'm going to be able to add yellow now that I got the whole apple. All right, done. Good. Good enough. Calling it good. Just like the mausoleum I run by up in Ludington, the good enoughs. So then I have a soft suede, just a Stampin' Write marker that I came in and gave the stem a little bit of color. And I'm going to kind of go up onto the leaf just a little bit. And I have my granny apple green. I want the chisel, the bullet tip thing. And I'm going to come in, and this leaf, I wasn't too worried that I was getting the ink on the leaf, because I knew that I was going to color it and cover most of that up. So I wasn't as concerned with getting the color in the apple as I was around the edge for when I cut it out. I think my granny apple's drying up. Time for a new one. You can see a little bit of the color underneath, but not too bad. And I'm going to do this other one. And the underside of this leaf, because this leaf is kind of turned up. And remember to put Granny Apple Green Stampin' Blends on my list. See if I can darken that up a little bit. Pink doesn't show through too much, so there we go. That was just kind of what I did with the apple. Actually, my sample one is way lighter than that one, but I went ahead and cut it out. There's a die that cuts this out. So I went ahead and cut it out, and I popped this up also on the circle. That in the center. Oops, I didn't want to put it there because it goes like this. All right, which one am I going to pop off, Dawn? The bottom or the top? Let's see if I can get the big circle off the bottom. There we go. Put that back down. Fold that in on it. Then this will glue onto our 3 by 3 inch square. Not that it makes a difference, but in my head, it looks like it fits a little better. And then I'm going to glue that straight onto the front of the card. And just, random placement. I'm eyeballing the same distance on both sides and the top. Probably need to go that way a little bit. Looks like it might be smidge crooked. Get my ruler out. All right. And then I use the stamped Hope You're Feeling Better, because an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And what I did on my sample card, which I won't be able to do here, because I didn't bring the supplies over and it won't, but I stamped it down in the Sweet Sorbet ink. And then if you can pretty darn close to immediately put some embossing powder on the top and heat it, it will emboss it. And my Sweet Sorbet was just juicy enough that I had plenty of time to do that. But I'm not going to run over to the other side of the room to do it now. So I'm going to hopefully that is straight. So now we've got a Hope You Are Feeling Better. Then I've got the little cross hatch for the inside. In this, I just kind of went across the bottom. Must not have touched the, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to do any more. Then I'll put that on the inside. Like so. Find my envelope and do the same thing. We're just going to go down the side with the little cross. Oh, look at what I did with the crosshatch. This is one of those stamps I was telling you guys about a couple weeks ago that I probably should let them know that the cut is way off. It's really close to the edge here and way far out there, and that's how I can get that on there easier, is because there's so much space over here to pick up the ink. But that is our card, our second card. Oh, that we need to finish off with our Jill Blanchette. Just because we like people to know when we make a pretty card. Everybody needs to know who made it. Be proud of your creations. Because everybody will love them. And you need to show that off. Now I have one more. I'm not going to make it. I just want to show you. Here's another one that I made. This is with the Scary Cute bundle. Yes, I brought that over here. this was our stamp set of the month for September. And I showed them a Christmas card with this little guy. We made a birthday card with the fairy, and we made the light up cloche. I'll be doing a video to show you guys the stuff we made, but today, and we had dies with it. And today I did these little squares with the this little guy down here. I markered up each one individually, marker him up, clean it, stamp it down, then clean it off, then marker the second guy and stamp it. And then I punched them out with a little circle and I put them on the front. So that's what he looks like. And that's, like I say, I stamped them all individual. So I made this card, and this one was a 2-inch square to start. So my little pencil marks were at 1 inch. And then I did, it's 2-inch square, so 1 inch. I think I did 3/4 of an inch, and it just folded back. It didn't really hang over. I might have done a 1/2 inch actually. And it didn't really hang over. So, you know, I don't know if I probably could go and look for more tutorials on it to see if somebody lists somewhere the reasoning behind where you want to score for the flat. But again, if you just fold it back until it comes to the point there, you're good. If you start splitting hairs and try and go in the center, it's going to make your square just a little bit bigger. So it's up to you what look you're trying to go for inside there. But that was my little other card that I made today with these little boxes that I wanted to share. So that's it, everybody. I will be back again next week. I appreciate you watching and commenting and sharing and subscribing to my channel and telling everybody about it. So I appreciate it. And I will be back again next week. So thank you for watching.